Okay. All right. Caitlin is with us. We're here.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome
to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Oh my gosh, of course. We're so excited to talk to you.
Yeah.
I have my Garmin on. Wait.
Oh my God, it's so cute too.
So cute. Oh, heck yes.
Love it.
Okay, so we're talking with Caitlin from Garmin, obviously. Yeah. So I just want to give like a really quick little intro into Alexis and I were just talking about this. She has an Oura ring. I just have the Garmin.
Yeah.
I just got the Garmin and I've been using it to track my sleep. And
we don't sleep.
Well, we're on so she is a NICU practitioner and
oh wow, yeah.
So a nurse practitioner.
The same thing.
And I never know the medical lingo. I always get it messed up. But
it sounded great to me.
Yeah. So we she did a 24-hour shift yesterday. And then I just wrapped up on episode 4 of the docuseries. So we both got very little sleep last night. So we tracked our sleep using our devices. And my Garmin is incredible. Like,
so cool.
And
yeah.
Let me just toot y'all's horn for a second because I've had Apple Watches. Okay. Not that like we were being negative, but I could never sleep in an Apple Watch because it was always
uncomfortable.
They're so uncomfortable.
I know. Ugh.
So uncomfortable.
Yeah. I'm glad you like it. That's awesome. I sleep in mine all the time. And when I wake up in the morning, if my sleep score is not above like a 70, it ruins my whole day.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. You get to know like your sleep score and like mine has like a readiness score thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if yours does that, but like Garmin is so cool. They
so
come
cool.
up with all these crazy things. And I have another shout out because my husband likes to do all these like crazy extreme sport type things that of course like you go and there's no service. And so he has the Garmin InReach.
Oh.
And it allows me to keep track of him even though he does not have cellular service. So it's satellite. And obviously I sound dumb because I like have no idea actually how it works.
Yeah.
But it's great because I can text him and he can get it through the satellite and I know where he is. And like he just went climbing the Tetons and obviously didn't have service. And he was like, oh, if something happens to me, like this is where I am. And it like had the GPS location, like the elevation. It had everything. I knew exactly where he was. And
heck yeah.
I didn't even know that was possible.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, that one's very cool.
Yeah, sure. We love that.
We're gonna stop talking and we're gonna let you take the floor here and tell us who you are and do a little pitch for yourself. We want to hear all the things.
Yeah, well, it is lovely to meet you guys. Thank you so much for having us on. We're really excited to be talking about this product. So my name is Caitlin. I'm a product marketing manager at Garmin. So I'm also a big horse girl myself. So this whole thing is very, very exciting for me to be a part of this project. It's been in the works for a long time, so we're so excited to finally share it with you guys and share it with the horse world because we get so excited about new things and something as innovative as this is really cool to talk about. So we're very excited to be a part of it. I'm excited to be here. I've been with Garmin for about 4 years now and all with marketing, and I've gotten the chance to work on a lot of really cool products. So this probably has been one of my favorites just because it's been so personal to me, but yeah, like I said, we're so excited to get it out in the world and talk about it.
Well, I'm excited. So you guys were so wonderful and sent us the Blaze, and so we rode.
Yeah,
we rode together and we used it. And so I'm gonna put all the data up on the screen for all of our audience members to see it and how it fits, how it works, and all of the data that we receive from it, which is a ton. Can we just like talk about that?
Yeah.
And so let's just like preface really quick. So Alexis and I bought horses together from the same breeder. They're a year apart and we use the same professional and the same trainer. We used to have like a notes app, like a shared notes app
on our iPhone.
On our iPhones that would just like, we would put the date and
how long we rode,
and what we did, and we would sync that with our trainer. So we were all three in it.
We were like proving that we were
doing
what we were supposed to be doing essentially.
Yep.
And it was like there was no accountability.
Well, yeah, but then also just keeping up with our fitness, right? Like keep tracking the fitness, like seeing improvements, like, and obviously we had no data to like back that up.
Yeah.
We were just,
Yeah, what I think is hard work apparently is not. It's very apparent.
Yeah.
Which I love. Like, I found out like riding with the Garmin and the Blaze is like, I walk a lot.
Yeah. I have the same thoughts when I've been using it. It's amazing how much you learn from even just using it a few times. Like, I thought I was pushing my horse like super hard and she was working really hard and she wasn't.
Yeah.
it was all wrong.
And that's crazy. It's so funny, like with adult amateurs too, because like we know we're like, oh, well, we don't want to work them too hard, or
we have like that emotional that trainers don't have with their horses. They're like, he's barely breathing hard, and we're like, oh, but I can feel that he's tired.
Yeah, exactly. So now we're gonna have like actual concrete data to like either support or not support our neuroses.
Yeah.
So
I kind of love it.
Yeah. So okay, so tell us about the start of Blaze. How did that come about? How did you guys like feel? You obviously saw a void and a need for it. And tell me what did that process look like?
Yeah, so working at Garmin is really cool because we have so many people that do so many different sports and activities. And there are a few horse people around here that always thought like having this technology that we've had for humans could be so cool for horses. And as a lot of us know, I mean, this isn't very common. Having technology like this in the horse world is not super common.
No.
But seeing kind of that gap and being like, if we had this data for my horse, like that could be really cool and it could really integrate into my everyday rides and activities. So a few of us kind of got together and kind of talked through it and we're like, that could be really cool. It actually started before I was at Garmin, the whole product start from the very beginning. But as the process has kind of gone along, we've talked with different engineering teams and kind of talked about this is what, as horse people, like this would be important for us to see. And throughout the whole product development process, we've gone through that and been using it and testing it to see like, this is really cool. This might not be as important, but let's maybe talk about adding this in and stuff like that. So we were able to get a group of really dedicated people that were horse people to start that have been involved with horses in a lot of different aspects. But the really cool thing was that our engineering team was able to learn a ton about horses, a ton about people that own horses and what all it takes. Like they didn't really realize all of the like emotional aspects that we have with our horses, like how close they are and how much we pay attention to what these horses are feeling and are like, right? So throughout this whole process, that's been really cool to see. Pretty much from start to beginning, we've all learned a ton. I've learned a lot about other disciplines that I'm not a part of, and horse owners that may not be the same as myself. So seeing kind of all this come to fruition has been really cool.
Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine. Like that must be. And that's the thing is like there's in the app there's so many different disciplines and activities and all types of things that so I can't even imagine on the back end like
I know
like how much
data collection.
like how did you guys even like you're like, oh man, I guess I have to go collect data, I guess I have to go ride, what a bummer.
Yeah.
So what did that look like?
Yeah, so we had obviously people that work at Garmin that have horse experience. We were all putting it on our horses at home.
That's so
we're at
cool.
our barns doing different training. So like myself, I do the adult jumper. So I put it on my jumper and off we went. We had other people that do kind of Western, cutting type sports, like more like everyday working horses. And then other people that have like thoroughbreds, we put it on theirs. And then we had a variety of beta testers through our program that were able to put it on all sorts of different horses and just kind of really we wanted them to just go about their daily lives, like do what they do and kind of see what happened. And so that was really how we were able to get this all in all sorts of different situations.
That is so freaking cool.
I want to know what is like the most interesting thing that you learned in the process.
Yeah. So I think something really cool was obviously I've always used like the kind of old wives' tales with horses, right? Like if they're breathing hard or if their nostrils are flaring, like that's how I would tell how my horse is feeling, right?
Yeah.
And so it's been recently, I think in the past few months, I'm from Kansas City. That's where I am right now. And we have very hot summers here. So the whole summer I was like, oh, it's so hot. Like I got to make sure she's doing okay. And like I would ride for 20 minutes and be like, she's breathing so hard. Like I need to take it easy. And I'd look down and she would be like barely heart rate is like still low. And I'm like, okay. So just seeing that information that I haven't had access to previously and learning so much more about my horse has been so beneficial. And like, I think that's been the most eye-opening to me is just having this quick, easy access to those details. Like heart rate, I think is such a huge one, and skin temperature, that I can see on the fly how she's changing within a 20, 30 minute ride, an hour ride. sitting in her stall for an hour.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
And too, like, you know, we live in Georgia, so we have also very, very warm summers. And so we have to kind of like base our whole work schedule,
everything.
around, like personal schedule around riding. And so
Mm-hmm.
that's really interesting. And because I would have thought the same thing.
Yeah, it's just been very interesting to see all this data come right at your hand on your phone or on your wrist, like that you haven't been able to see. And it's really turned into me looking at that all the time and being able to use that to kind of adjust my rides every day.
Oh my gosh, that is so cool. So now in terms of like tracking fitness and things like that, like if you have a horse, say like, you know, you pull him out of the pasture. He's been sitting in a pasture for like a year. Now this might be a stupid question, so everyone just be ready for it. But I would think like same like as a person, like, okay, if I like have never run or haven't been working out and I go try like to start training for a marathon or if you start training your horse to get back into show jumping or doing the hunters or barrel racing or whatever, and their heart rate, I would imagine that over the course of months you would be able to track like their fitness level and if their heart rate is getting like if their fitness is getting stronger based off of their heart rate data. Is that correct?
Like how fast they reach their like P max, like pulse.
Yeah,
max.
and then it comes back down and like, you know, I would guess that's how you are able to track that, right?
Yeah, so you're able to kind of see a historic view of different activities, and you can kind of look in between the different days and different activities to see where that heart rate maybe spiked or kind of leveled out. There's also a great recovery feature that I like to use a lot. Typically, if I have like a longer jumping session ride or a long hack and I want to make sure she's cooled out properly after, there's a great recovery feature that will, you start a timer and it essentially breaks down different targets of your horse to hit with their heart rate. And it'll let you know like, hey, your horse's heart rate still hasn't recovered to said level after a given amount of time. So maybe that's, you know, okay, maybe I went a little hard, which you can adjust based on your horse too, because not every horse has the same heart rate. But having that opportunity to see, oh, like maybe my horse is recovering quicker, so I could do a little more next time, or oh, she is taking a long time to recover, I might have overdone it a little bit.
Yeah. That is so freaking cool.
It is cool. Because like the old wives' tale, you know, like your trainer's like, oh, he's blowing, like you need to keep walking. Or like, excuse me, I'll be like, oh, like he's blowing. He seems really tired. Like I need to walk more. Having that at literally your fingertips, like on your wrist and on your phone to tell you like, actually no, like they recovered a while ago. Like you're the one that's huffing and puffing, or you know, or oh yeah, like, you know, he is still hot, or he is still like his heart rate is still really high. Like let's let him recover. It kind of gives you real time data versus, you know, especially a busy adult amateur that has a job and things to do. Like you need to know what you're doing and you need to maximize your time, but also you want to maximize, you know, your horse's health and their fitness.
No, absolutely. And another feature that I thought was super cool that I really, really liked is the strides, is figuring out how long and how many strides you were in the walk, trot, canter, gallop.
Yep.
Because like, you know, I ride alone a lot and I used it when I was alone one day, and it's so interesting to be like, you know, for two different reasons, but especially if you're just like lollygagging with no real purpose and you kind of just lose track of like what you're doing and you're like, man, I like did a lot of canter work today.
Yeah.
You know, like I really crushed it. And then you get off and you're like, oh, it's like we'll pull, like I said, we'll put the data on the thing, but it's like a tiny little line of canter and you've only done like not that many strides, and you're like, oh, okay, well, and it goes the opposite way too, where you're like, if your trainer's like, okay, I want you to work on like 20 minutes a day of canter work, or like I need you to trot for X amount of time, like, or however, you know, like you can actually like track that and like not only track like that data, but then you can see how their heart rate is doing, how their temperature is, like all those things. Like it's just sometimes it might be a little dangerous, you know, kind of like starting to track, like, you know, we track our sleep, we track all the things, and then you start becoming a little obsessive. But I don't think
I love it.
Yeah, I don't think you can ever have like too much information.
I like it for tracking, like kind of in that same thing, like your trainer can track like how hard you're working in your fitness and their fitness, but I also like it for a horse recovering from injury.
Yeah.
So, you know, everyone's been there, I'm sure, with a soft tissue injury where your vet is like, oh, you have to walk for 10 minutes. You have to trot for down the straightaway for, you know, 10 minutes. And you're like, okay, like what is 10 minutes unless I have a timer?
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Yes.
Yep.
And it's amazing. You can be like, oh, okay, I'm actually doing it. Like this is telling me when my 10 minutes is up and like what pace I'm at, what heart rate I'm at. How hard am I working that horse in that 10 minutes that I'm walking? And can I push it a little bit safely? And working with vets, like to get your horse rehabbed, that's insanely, that tool is invaluable.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah, I had the same situation. My horse was actually going through a soft tissue injury a while back, and we were using the product while she was rehabbing, and they told me 5 minutes of canter each way, and I was like, 5 minutes, got it, easy peasy.
You have no idea.
And it turned out I was cantering for a minute and a half.
Yeah.
It's crazy because I don't think about that. I'm like, oh yeah, it's got to be close to 5 minutes. No, it was about a minute and a half.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Yeah.
But like, it's kind of that accountability piece that like, I don't really pay attention to that. I'm like, okay, like a couple laps, 5 minutes, like that's got to be right.
Yeah.
It was not.
Yeah.
Oh my
I'm the
God.
same way.
Oh, absolutely.
And trotting, like you think that you're trotting forever depending on like how much work. Especially I have a really lazy horse, so I'm like, oh, I've been trotting forever. Like he's good. Like let's just canter. Come on. Like we've been and it's not enough. It's never enough.
Yeah.
Never what you think it is.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Yeah, it's a really great tool. Also, like when you're doing those rehab processes, like if your horse has been on stall rest for a while, you're seeing that time, but you're also seeing that heart rate as well. So if you're starting to see, okay, my horse is starting to get really tired at the 5 minute trot mark, like maybe we should kind of slow this process down a little bit. And so you have those insights while you're riding, like maybe the vet said to move on to a new time, but he's not quite fit enough for that yet or something. Have that aspect.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many like health aspects too of it. I mean, I don't know. I didn't ask you this question before, but it's coming to me, so I'm just gonna ask. Like, are there any like health and like safety things that the Blaze can really help with? Say if you have a horse that maybe has like any sort of like irregular heartbeat or like
murmurs,
or like my horse specifically had to be on a heart monitor for a while due to he got sick and whatnot. But I just wonder, like, maybe there's some medical uses of it, or even at least in the first signs that like, hey, maybe like you think everything's fine and you think that your horse is doing well, and you look at their heart rate and you're like, well, that looks a little weird, or that looks a little funky. Not that we're trying to like diagnose or be medicinal by any means, but I'm just saying maybe there is like a space for that.
Yeah, it's definitely something that's interesting. With this product, we don't have anything into those depths, but what is good about this product is it provides all that information, and you're able to see that at historic view. So if there was something to pop up that you were like, hey, that maybe looks a little weird, you could show it to your vet and be like, hey, this is what I saw when I was riding.
Absolutely.
And then you can kind of evaluate with your vet from there.
Yeah. And I think that like talking about having that data, having that information, I mean, it's truly like there are just things that you're just never going to really, you're not going to, I mean, we've been all riding for how many years and we haven't been able to track that data and even have that information to give to your vet to say like, well, maybe there is something else going on, or like it correlates with something else, or just data that you can provide them is incredibly helpful for sure.
Yeah. And like there's a recovery activity on this as well, if you were able to see that, but it's a great just kind of an overall wellness monitoring tool. So say your horse is, I don't know, maybe acting a little weird and you were like, hey, let me just throw this on and see kind of where they're at. You can use that recovery activity or piece and throw it on and say, okay, they're acting a little weird in their stall. Maybe they're a little worked up, and you can see that same data that you would get from a ride right at your fingertips.
That's so cool.
That is so cool.
Especially the skin temperature thing too. Because like, you know, when you're riding, it's a big piece, you know, are they cool enough and how are they acting? But if they're acting strange in their stall and you're like, okay, like this is a little weird, you know, I don't have a thermometer on me, but I have this great thing with this, or I want to monitor their temperature over a period of time, and I'm not going to go in there and do rectal temps like literally every hour, multiple times in the middle of the night. You have that right at your fingertips to know in real time, like how their temperature is changing. And I think it may like, and it might be completely accurate 100%. And it might not be like internal temperature like you get from a rectal temp because it is skin temp, but you're still getting a trend in data of where their temperature is going. Are they getting better or is it getting worse?
Right.
And that's huge for preventative medicine too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's incredible. So obviously, I mean, I would imagine. Have you converted any people at Garmin to be horse people from Blaze? Like,
I would like to say our engineering team that wasn't a horse person to start is now very involved with horses and knows much more than they were ever.
Nice.
Oh my gosh,
I love it.
I bet so. I think that's so cool. So
yeah, we've truly had a great time working on this product and getting to explore. And I've had a blast getting to share something that's such a big part of my personal life with everyone.
Yeah.
Because horses are so great. We love them. They're such gentle and kind animals. So sharing that and sharing my knowledge with everyone as well as fellow horse people has been so fun.
Yeah. So for people that are listening and that doesn't know that Blaze is out there. So what would you tell them and what would Garmin like to say to that audience?
Yeah. So I think the big thing is like, we're just so excited that this is such an easy way for you to monitor your horse's well-being and fitness. So if you're someone that likes to monitor your own fitness and well-being, if you're someone that works out, this is very similar, something you can do for your horse. Obviously, we know horses are such a big part of our lives. We spend so much money on them and we care about them just as much as we care about our pets at home or our family members. And having this product to be able to see those details so clearly at your fingertips is so important to know that hopefully to get ahead of any issues or to see, and hopefully if you're a competitive rider or constantly riding and you want to better your horse's fitness, that you have this and you can use this tool to help make your experience better and make maybe your competitions better and things like that.
Yeah. And I think that's such a great thing about this product is that I was really thinking about it. And I think that not only obviously top competitors are going to be really benefit from this. I think if you're horse showing all the time, whatever discipline you're in, and you were really tracking your horses and monitoring them very closely, but even adult amateurs, or even people that, have horses in their backyard or
do it for pleasure.
It's never like kind of the theme of this conversation is that it's never going to hurt to have too much data. And I think that the way that the world is going, I really think that not only it's obviously a very fun thing to do because like you said, like we love our horses and it's such an emotional thing, but making sure that their wellness is you're staying on top of it.
Yeah.
And that's something as I've gotten older, I think, I've been really more cognizant of. I think when we're all young, we don't really understand the value. And I think that's probably shifting and trending in that way that, younger generations are caring more about it. But yeah, I mean, I think people of all disciplines and all ages can really benefit this. So in terms of in terms of the future, where do you see this product going?
Yeah, it's hard to say. Garmin's always looking at developing and creating new things and kind of learning from what we have out there and learning from our customers and what we hear from them about what they like about the product and stuff. But seeing like technology is it's really starting to kind of get involved in the horse world. As we know, it's a little behind. So getting that technology out there, getting that technology out there and used, I think will be such a great tool for any horse people like you guys are talking about, from the high level competitive riders to the everyday at home amateur riders or the trail riders that just have a few horses that they hop on every time. I think really having this technology piece and bringing this to the market is going to be so cool for people to be able to see this. Because we know so many people that ride horses, like you guys said, like that want to track their daily stuff themselves. Like they probably do extra workouts or kind of on their own, but to be able to have that piece and share that with the horse people and just be able to see for their horses too that they care about just as much is huge.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And I think, like I said, the way I feel like I could talk about technology in the horse world for a very long time because it is so far behind. Mm-hmm. And there are so many great things that are coming out. I can't even tell you, and you guys know this more than anybody, but just the crazy things, cool things that have happened in the 6 months to the past 6 months to a year in terms of technology in the horse world, it's only going to get more exciting. It's only going to have like better, bigger impacts. So, and I do find that horse trainers are such a unique breed, no pun intended. I mean, they are like so old school, sometimes so set in their ways. And so this younger generation that's coming up is really going to be on the forefront of, really understanding their animals, knowing what their horses need, knowing how to care for them, staying on top of their wellness. And that's where I think, I don't want to be, again, negative, but the younger generation is going to win ultimately in my mind. That's what I foresee happening.
It's very interesting to see. You're right. I mean, like the divide between different generations of horse owners and riders and trainers, and just how technology has impacted different like age groups and generations, for sure.
Oh yeah. I mean, and we find that all the time. Like even when we started the podcast, I think like some of the older horse trainers are like, well, I don't understand what you're doing, and it's like so funny that, the younger generations are just all about it.
We adapt super well and super quickly to information at our fingertips. And I think, the internet, we grew up with the internet and we grew up with phones, but a lot of people, our older generations can say, oh, information is the problem, or, the internet is like too immediate gratification. But having on the flip side of that, having something like a Garmin that can help improve your life. And we haven't really even talked about like the benefits of the watch on yourself personally. I mean, we talked about sleep a little bit and everything like that, but like it also tracks your heart rate. It tracks,
it tracks like so much.
Exactly. And that is, knowledge is power to heal yourself and to prevent illness and sickness. And I think a lot of being on the healthcare side of it, like I think a lot of healthcare is unfortunately is like after the fact, right? Like you're sick, so you come in, but what about prevention? And Garmin does a good job with that. And like we talked a little bit, like the Garmin InReach, I can reach my husband when he's out and has no access to a phone, but I still know where he is. And so it's just prevention of problems.
Yeah.
And I think that that's huge with the Blaze for your horse, with the watch for us. Garmin just, that's so cool that is right there at our fingertips. And I wouldn't have known about it, unless it was for you guys reaching out.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
It's just like, I hope to spread the word and that, this product is out there and it is so freaking cool.
Yeah, and show the value of it. I really think that there's just so much value.
And it's easy to use.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's something that's kind of unique to Garmin too, is we've really taken all of our learning and knowledge from our success with like human smartwatch products. So from the watch you have on, like taking all the knowledge from that and kind of putting it into this product, and obviously adjusting a little bit to fit a horse and not a human, but taking all that knowledge and how we can get these metrics and these features and what's important into this product has been really cool.
Yeah. And I definitely can see how, like, obviously, like we said, you having the ability to work on that as a horse person, providing so much like input from that perspective. Like I can just see these products like mending together and how you guys did that. And you just did such a great job, like truly.
Yeah. And it's something else that was really cool that I don't know if you've had a chance to see, but when you actually use the wrap paired with a smartwatch, you're also able to track horseback riding activity for yourself. So while you're monitoring your horse, afterwards, when you save an activity to Garmin Connect, which is our mobile app, you'll see all of your stats for yourself as well that your watch is tracking. So heart rate, all those sorts of things like steps, any of that you were to do in a normal activity is also being tracked at the exact same time. So on your wrist, you're seeing your horse's details, but once you're done and you stop and save to your phone and it syncs up, you have all of the details for yourself as well. So you're not missing out on that piece if that's something you enjoy, is tracking your own stats as well.
Well, yeah, because it's always like, whether it's your husband or whoever, that's like, well, all you're doing is sitting there.
Oh yeah.
All you do is sit there.
Yeah,
Like,
the
what
horse
are
does
you?
all the work.
The horse does all the work. What are you even doing? And we're coming off and we're like sweaty and like disgusting and like sore.
I can be like, that's my horse's heart rate. It's nice and low, and mine is like 180. So obviously, I'm working harder than the horse, and this is proving it.
Yeah, that is definitely a super, super cool aspect because, like, I mean, I'm sure you have gotten it every equestrian.
Yeah,
if you're
at
an
one
equestrian,
point in your life,
somebody has said to you, well, the horse does all the work.
I've had so 100%. Many people be like, oh, the horse just jumps over it for you. And I'm like, what do you think? I don't ask for him to do it?
Yeah, like he wouldn't do it if I didn't tell him to.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to do that.
No. 100%. Yeah.
So that is a really, really cool feature.
You're still able to have all that proof if you have a smartwatch when you're paired with it. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yes. So I'm just curious, like when you guys are, because I feel like this has been like a feature or something that has been, I think Apple has it too, but like I don't really know, like I don't know. I felt like the Apple version, like I never found a lot of success. Maybe I just wasn't working hard enough. I don't really know. But like, how do you track that? Like, is it like through your heart rate? Is it through like, I don't know, like I guess, is your heart rate the best? I feel like this is the dumbest question that I've ever asked. But like, is your heart rate like the best indicator of like how hard you're working, I guess?
Yeah, I think I'm not too knowledgeable on that. I'm not going to lie.
Well, but obviously I'm not either.
We get a lot of details. There's a sensor on the back side of the watch that'll track heart rate, and it can also see like blood oxygen content, that kind of stuff. So when it's on there, it's not just tracking heart rate, but it's tracking like your movement and your blood flow and all those sorts of things to kind of come up with all these metrics.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
It has your skin temp too. So like as you're working, your muscles get warm, your skin gets warm.
Yeah.
You're burning calories. When you're warm, you're burning calories. When
you're warm, are you burning more calories?
Yes.
Are you sure?
But then when you're cold, well, yes, when you're using accessory muscles, right? Like, so if you're using your muscles and your muscles are burning energy and they're creating heat, then you're burning calories. If you're cold and you're shivering, your muscles are working and you're burning calories.
Heck
anyways, this is not a science lecture here.
I can have more cookies after dinner tonight is what you're saying.
Well,
if I ride.
If you go ride.
Yeah.
And then show your husband and be like,
From my Garmin.
Make me cookies.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Look at all the calories I burned. Give me a cookie.
Exactly.
I love it.
And the horses need them too.
Yeah.
So, obviously. All the time.
Yeah. Obviously. So closing question. We talked a little bit about the future. Is there anything like exciting else that you have, guys? You guys have going on at Garmin? Is there anything behind the scenes that you want to like spill only to us?
We always have exciting things coming down the line. We're really just excited with this right now to kind of see where it goes and how this is going to be more involved in the market throughout the next few months. But yeah, we always have exciting things coming. We're always learning and listening to our customers to see what they're interested in seeing. So lots of fun things always coming from Garmin.
Yeah. So how can we help you? Obviously, we have the watch, we have the Blaze. We've made tons of content about it. So you guys will see that, and then it'll be super exciting for everybody. But see me sweat and struggle and all the things. But how else can we help people, find out about it? Where can they find you? All of the things.
Yeah, for sure. So to find the product, Garmin.com, you can just look up Blaze on Garmin.com and it's right there. You can see all different content coming from Garmin on our social media channels. We have some videos on YouTube as well. And we're also working with a ton of media to get the word out there. We'll have some ambassadors, influencers down the line that will also be kind of talking about the product, but we're really just excited to get it out there in front of everyone. But yeah, everyone can always reach out to Garmin to get more information or go on Garmin.com.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I love that.
Just spread the word.
Spread the word.
Everybody
man.
needs one.
Yeah. Well, I will definitely send you I took lots of videos of me putting it on for the first time and, seeing how the horses liked it,
They like it. They don't even know it's there.
They literally didn't even mind.
Yeah.
And I didn't know, like, was it gonna slip down? Like, was it gonna move? Like, it stayed perfectly in place the whole time.
The whole time.
Yeah. And Sunny is my redheaded thoroughbred, and he's a tail swisher too. So I was a little worried.
That's how I have a chestnut mare, so she is.
Oh, God bless
she's
you.
putting it to the test. Yeah. So switch that thing around, nobody's business.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you guys have enjoyed your experience using it.
Yeah.
So
much fun. So much fun. Well, Caitlin, we appreciate you coming on. Hopefully we'll get the chance.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, next time you guys have something, coming out, or we'll just update you on all the data we've collected over however long. So
please do. We love to see it. We love to hear everyone's experiences with the product and how much they're loving it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much,
exciting.
Caitlin.
Thank you.
It was so great talking to you guys.
It was good to talk to you too.
Bye, guys.
Bye.